This is 102.7 Chop FM. You're listening to ArtsTalk. Good evening. You're listening to 102.7 Chop FM, and this is ArtsTalk. I'm Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Koss.
And this show is dedicated to bringing the arts to Newmarket, Ontario. Not just the musical arts, although we always have lots of musicians, but any artist practicing any discipline, be the amateur or professional. And if you operate in the arts and would like to appear on this show, then we would like to hear from you.
You can get in touch with us by emailing artstalkradio102.7@gmail.com, or you can send us a message on Facebook. That is facebook.com/artstalkradio.
And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock sharp, or in this case, 6:09.
I like it. It's fashionably
6:09.
late. These guys are too cool.
We're at rock star time. It's because we have to wait on these rock stars. We're always waiting. Their entourage, their limos, their private helicopters.
In this case,
oh,
an 06
the
Escape.
flight didn't land in time. Oh, the limo couldn't get us.
Who do we
here.
have, Dave?
Okay,
Who's
sorry.
in?
Our guests tonight are 50% of Ship of Fools. We have Andrew and Niall from Ship of Fools. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
We're really excited to have you. I was kind of thinking we'd get 100% of the band, but something happened. People had to work. People
got jobs. They got
jobs.
to
They got
pay,
obligations.
Dave. But thankfully, we've got some wicked members. The starting members, right? You guys are the original Ship of Fools.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You're the original Fools.
Yeah, we
Maybe
are.
you should tell Dave about the history because.
Yeah, I don't know the history of the band, so
Go
why
ahead
don't
now.
you
It's
take
your basement.
Oh, my basement.
Your chronicle.
Well, we started out as trying to do pop punk acoustic,
Yeah.
and we started off doing Rancid covers, Gaslight Anthem, anything that we could try and do with two people in a basement. Just
two voices, two guitars?
no, I stayed away from singing as much
Oh,
as
you did,
possible.
eh? Okay.
Yeah.
And I should have.
Yeah.
I realistically should have followed suit.
Andrew, we'll get to that.
Yeah, and and then I don't know if you started screaming before that,
No.
or
No,
just
I don't think so.
is that when we got? Oh, that's right. No, so then we just decided to just start a band, and we reached out with Kijiji Wise.
Yeah, we went through.
Now, wait a second. Now, before you carry on, how long ago was this? How young were you?
What are we talking?
This is 2012, 2013.
2012?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was-
And you guys knew each other how? Through work, through school?
Oh, we went to school together. He's a year older than me, and I kind of met him through playing rugby and my brother, who's friends with.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, it wasn't until around 2012 because I graduated in 2009. He graduated in 2008. It wasn't until 2012-ish, 2013, and we started hanging out. And then
You're local guys. This was Newmarket.
Yeah,
yeah.
Newmarket, born and raised.
Is that right? What school? What high school we're talking about?
Sacred Heart.
Sacred.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
My eldest daughter went there.
Okay, right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played on the same rugby team together. And
yes,
Did you?
Yeah. I also went to his prom.
Okay.
yeah,
Just by chance.
yeah, you did.
Yeah. We shared a cigar.
Yeah,
It was
That's
nice.
beautiful.
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Rugby's insane. Is it true that rugby players eat their dead? Is that
my
actually
God.
true?
Is that true?
You got it, or else you're just not going to get through a game.
I couldn't tackle, so I wouldn't know. I could just kick a ball.
That's
Yeah.
madness. All right. So around 2012 or so, the two of you decided to start playing together.
Yeah,
much, yeah.
and then we decided to let's actually get members, and
So you reached out online.
yeah,
Yeah, we reached out Taylor nearly played with us.
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, we played bass for us.
That's how we met.
Yep.
Online.
Yeah.
Well,
But
musician ads.
it was
we
all
wasn't bands.
Facebook back before it was going through what it's going through now.
Yeah, it's weird actually.
It was like an arts, the arts music store was like, hey, we're a punk band, we're looking to start a punk band,
Yeah.
we need a drummer, need a bassist, and a few people reached out. Not
So you
many,
auditioned
but-
for that?
No, we didn't
No.
get that far. But it was around the same time as when I met Laura. Like, it's actually kind of funny because it was probably like the same month where I met you and Laura. I don't know that we met, but yeah.
Yeah.
It blew us off.
And you didn't think she was good
I
enough?
like the
Is that-
No,
messengers,
no,
right?
she never played.
Oh,
She didn't like what we were doing. She
Ah.
was too good for us.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Now we're great. Now we're buds.
All right,
It's
that
all
sounds more
good.
normal to me.
Yeah, that makes sense now,
What a
right?
jerk.
But Taylor did give us a contact, Paul,
Yeah.
Our first
and
drummer,
he
yeah.
was our first official drummer.
There you go.
And
It's like a trade.
and then to kind of complete
kidding.
that, I was actually in a band at the time that was kind of on the outs. So I asked the rhythm guitarist at the time to play bass for us. That
Okay.
was Tom.
Yeah.
And how long did we play
I
together?
think we played
I've
like
never
one
even
house show.
heard
we
of
played
this
we
guy.
played we played a house show at my house. It was the first house show.
Oh.
Actually,
Yeah.
that was the infamous wall.
Good show.
That was a great
Party.
show. So yeah, but that and then Tom he didn't stick around, and then we got Phil.
Yeah, Phil joined.
Phil joined,
Paul
and,
ended up leaving.
and then Paul ended up leaving, and then
We had
John O'Brien.
Who's been in plenty of punk bands.
Yeah.
And an up and coming one,
Yeah,
I think.
he's
right?
in two.
Yeah, and he's in Razor Bath.
Razor
Yeah.
Bath. We're super excited for them to
Yeah,
play.
and he's in
With Mr. Vax.
Weekend
Jessica
Jeans.
Vax.
Oh, I didn't know he's in that
Was he in
band.
Weekend
Very
Jeans?
cool.
Yeah, he's Weekend Jeans. Yeah, he plays drums in
And they're
Weekend Jeans.
playing at the end
Yeah,
of the
they're
month.
playing the All
Very
Ages
cool.
show.
Actually, that reminds me.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have had quite a list of members and especially like kind of Newmarket members,
Yep.
which is cool.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's a show fire. I forgot about it. Anyways, so
And you're playing all originals throughout this period where you're moving bass players and guitar players.
You know
through
what?
the band.
That's where we really found our sound. Because I think a lot of the time we were trying to do something that we all weren't really clicking with. And then John joined, and then our buddy Jesse Kovacs joined. And Jesse's been playing in punk bands in Newmarket since I could walk. Like, you know, he's well known in the punk community, and that was a big turnaround for our band. His influence, and you know, he's still one of our best buds. And,
And
you know,
Andrew screaming as well.
And I changed my vocal style, and we just clicked, and then we started writing.
why did you change your vocal style?
I
Or
just-
like how? Or
I
what
just-
made that happen?
I'm not a good singer.
Yeah.
And
Were
I
you
was-
singing before?
Yeah.
I actually don't. When I think of Ship of Fools, I think of what you sound like now, and I've kind of forgotten.
Yeah,
You sound like
it
fun.
wasn't like we don't have anything recorded.
We played one show where you sang.
Yeah,
Wow.
and these were like the days of when we were doing like full sets of maybe we had one of our own original songs or two, and then we played mostly covers. Right?
Really?
So I've always found one of the hardest parts about playing guitar and trying to sing is trying not to sing like the person who does the original version.
For sure.
Something I struggle with for some reason, and like I think when we were doing covers and stuff, I don't know if I was trying to emulate or just just naturally couldn't find my voice, and then I just started
Well, just
yelling.
because you
and-
hear the actual tune in your head, and then you're like, oh crap, I gotta try and as a technical amateur singer.
Yes.
You're gonna
Something
have.
like
that. I
Hey,
like
we're
that.
all
I
amateurs.
That's a nice
Yeah.
way. That's a nice way of putting it.
I'm still an amateur.
I get it.
And but yeah, no, it's just like it's the same thing. Like even if I even try and sing, which is rare, it's just that you hear the original tune
Yeah.
and in your head, and you're just trying to sing it on your own, but you keep kind of going back to what you know.
Yeah. So then I got mad, started yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Thank
a natural
God.
occurrence.
I'm glad it happened.
So you were, I mean, trying to cover bands, and I get this, the idea that you feel almost like you're doing karaoke because you're trying to mimic every nuance of the vocal that you know so
Yeah.
well.
Unless you like do some drastic,
Yeah.
change to
a
it.
complete
change,
rearrangement of
That's
the
exactly
tune,
what
I
was
but it doesn't sound like that's what you guys were reaching for. You weren't
No,
rearranging
yeah.
these songs.
Yeah.
When we started, we were amateur musicians. This is
still
the
are.
first band I've ever been in. I still very much am, right? Like, and we still very much are, right? Like, but, like, I mean, like, I hadn't played in a band since grade 8, right? And this guy was basically just like, hey, let's pick up your guitar, let's start jamming. And that's how this all took off. So it's
This
kinda
is really what
Amazing.
punk is about.
yeah,
though.
it's kind of cool.
Right, it is. It's awesome.
kinda
So,
cool.
what happens? You take lessons at some point
Yeah,
to try to improve?
Well, not to improve. I took lessons when I was a kid.
To get started?
Yeah, like as anyone else does, really, or like but I didn't have the best guitar teachers, and I had guitar teachers who didn't, look at 12-year-old Andrew and go, you know what, maybe you shouldn't want to learn this Green Day song or this Rancid song. Maybe you should actually learn how to play guitar. Because if you actually learn how to play guitar, you'll be able to play those songs
You'll kill those
in your
songs,
sleep,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But I just had the teachers who, you know, they like to sit back and.
I had a teacher like that too.
You know,
I
just-
learned one Tool song and then
Yeah.
I never went back. So like,
I'd go in with my like Green Day CD and be like, hey, I want to learn this song, and be like, okay, instead of being like, no, put that away. You know,
Yeah.
after this lesson, you'll probably be able to pick it up yourself, kind of thing. But
You got by okay.
you know what? Honestly, like,
I mean that more than just
Yeah.
okay.
but like we, I don't know. It was a weird thing for me getting back into guitar because in high school, I couldn't start a band. I tried a bunch of times. I couldn't start one, and I just quit. And it took me years upon years to get back into it. And I haven't taken anything necessarily to get better or anything. It's just we've committed to practicing every Friday.
That's what it takes.
We've been doing that for 5 years. Like that's pretty much
You
it.
know, there's a saying that I abide by, which is you can pretend to care, but you can't pretend to show up. And if you're
Yeah.
showing up every Friday
Yeah,
and putting 3-4
absolutely.
hours into it, and what I guess what you're investing in on Fridays is the mastery of the songs themselves, right?
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
get better each time.
Just
Every
having
single
fun.
yeah.
You
And-
develop
yeah.
as you do that, no matter if you're trying
Yeah.
or not. I think it's like you're going to get bored of what you're doing, hopefully, and then.
I think
Just
sometimes we
start
get
to-
caught up in the focus of that we need to make sure these songs are getting tighter and tighter and tighter. But it always comes back to like this is my outlet. You know, this is
Yeah.
my Friday after a week of work, couple drinks with the fellas and
Pure
you know.
relaxation, pure fun.
pure fun. But it's not really because it's loud and gross
Sweaty
and sweaty
and-
and disgusting. But like
It's your kind of relaxation,
but it's
right?
it's a nice outlet.
But it's joyful, right?
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. I'm having
much
way
fun.
more fun every single time I'm playing. It's
Yeah,
better and
my
better.
thing is there's no such thing as a bad jam.
Absolutely
Right?
not.
It's really hard to have
Yeah.
a bad time. You can, I suppose, but I never have.
I'm going to interrupt this interview right now and just say that we're talking to Ship of Fools, and they are playing in Newmarket this Friday at the Grey Goat. That's on Main Street, and they're playing with Plan 37, Merloaded, which now is also the drummer in, and Beaver Slap, which we just had on the show.
Yes, we did.
So we're super
Slap.
excited about that.
That sounds
I'm
awesome.
excited for Beaver
That's gonna
Slap.
be it.
So you're doing a
Great time.
double duty.
Yes, yes. I started when did I start? I think last
I don't know, last year.
Last year sometime in
End of the
September.
year.
September, October, I started drumming for them after they couldn't find a drummer.
Really?
And well, I guess to kind of finalize the history of Ship of Fools, when we ended up parting ways with our dear friend Kovacs, who was our bassist, we had Greg, and Greg ended up joining after John O'Brien. We reached out to Chris
Seymour.
Chris
Seymour,
Seymour.
Yeah.
who is the guitarist and co-founder of Merloaded. And
Yes,
he,
a Newmarket punk icon.
yes, and
He's gonna like that. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know.
oh yeah.
All he wants is
That's for you, Chris Seymour.
He wants us to let everyone know how cool he is.
He's very cool.
Yeah.
He's the coolest. Chris Seymour, cool guy.
Yeah.
So cool.
Chris, coolest guy in Newmarket. I'm sorry, Spencer Sleep is the coolest guy. Chris is second. Second
Yeah, we
coolest.
better watch our mouths. We better watch our mouths.
Oh, jeez.
So Chris joined how long ago?
A year ago.
Yeah,
Just over a year ago.
Just over a year ago.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah.
when did you find
doing
that
great.
magnificent drummer, Greg? Where did you find him?
Oh, just pure random.
luck.
Where
we
did
didn't
you
even,
Yeah.
find him?
We
Yeah.
didn't, the thing is, Greg went to the University of Guelph for
Okay.
4 years, so he disappeared after university.
Right.
Or sorry, after high
After
school.
high school, yeah.
Did you go to high
But he's a
school in
local guy?
town?
Yeah, he went to
He went to Sacred
Heart.
Heart.
He went to
as
Sacred
yeah.
as well.
Same,
Yeah.
same grade as Niall.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, he went to
He's younger?
yeah, he's my age.
Get out.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
He's old and wise with age.
Seriously.
Yeah.
so Andrew was working at for the town of Newmarket, and he was working at the Magna Center.
Yeah.
And one of our a friend of he's in my grade, Matt Goldburn, who was he was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Ran into him, and we were looking for a drummer because John had just left. And he's like, "Oh, well, here's Greg's number. Ask him." And I didn't know Greg had come back from Guelph. I didn't know he was in Holland Landing, literally like a stone's throw away.
Yeah.
Is like a guy I know from high school who's an insane drummer. If I had known that, I would have asked him right away. But no, just by happenstance, Andrew gets Greg's number from
was
a
chilling in the
mutual
hot tub.
friend.
I was in the hot tub.
Chilling in the hot tub.
Good place to be.
No, honestly, like I thought Ship of Fools was done. When John left, we'd already gone through a whole cycle of members.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like we need to find someone soon, or this is gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
You know, as bands do when you can't find those spots. And
Drummers are hard.
thankfully,
to
just a guy I worked with at the Magna Center in town here, and he just basically said, "Here's Greg's number, and give him a call." And Greg was Greg was in right away.
Is that right?
Yeah, like he just jumped in right away. We said, here's our first EP that we recorded, which was we recorded in Al's
We
basement.
recorded in my basement, in
called
my
Old Scars.
closet. It
Yeah.
was fun. But Greg had one rule: we had to play faster.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
crazy fast.
He's so
I
fast.
mean, I've seen you guys in I think 3 times, and you're always playing in sets with other bands that play fast, and with drummers who play fast. But he blows my mind.
Yeah.
He's
It's
crazy.
crazy fast.
He's insane. Like when we were recording our upcoming full length up at the Sugar Shack, or down at Sugar Shack, really.
That's in London.
Yeah, and like there was one track where the engineer singled it off, his double kick. The amount of triplets he did in the span of like 10 seconds was just insane.
Right.
That's
And the
right,
guy was
yeah.
just like, I've never heard this before. And
Yeah.
I bet you he's
cool.
heard a lot
and
of players.
Greg's all
Cool.
about single kick.
Yeah,
And
he just does it with a single kick. Very
Yeah.
John Bonham.
all those
That's
judo lessons.
crazy.
Oh, is that right? He's a martial
Yeah.
artist?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I...
So you guys, you're recording a new album, or you were recording a new album.
It is-
How's that going? We want to know
It
what's
is
going
done.
on.
It is done. The album's complete.
I
It
saw
is.
there's a name floating around.
Yep. You want to give the honors?
Is it a perfect place for harmony?
Yeah. Yeah.
A perfect place for harmony.
Very
That's
cool.
a lovely
Yeah.
title.
It sounds
Yeah.
so lovely,
It
and then you're
sounds-
just
it
gonna
sounds
scream.
great. But you know what? Yeah, it's done. It's mixed and mastered. We got it mixed by our friend Greg from a band called Brutal Youth, who are a big Toronto punk band, one of the biggest punk
Fantastic
bands in Canada right now.
That's awesome.
And they're kick ass, and the way he actually mixed a good group of friends of ours, Wasted Potential. He mixed their album, and I love the way he did it. So instantly, I was just like,
We're talking about a
Cool.
10, 11, 12 song LP?
yeah.
This is
yeah.
the 11 song,
Yeah.
right? 11
11
songs.
songs.
Yeah.
11
New
songs.
song. And you don't have a date necessarily?
Nothing yet.
Do you have like
Nothing.
an expected time?
I'm hoping the end of the year.
Okay,
You
so
know,
winter, fall,
fall,
winter.
early winter.
Good,
So
good.
all the
Right in
tracks are
time
down?
for Christmas.
Yeah, just in time for
There
Christmas,
you
the
go.
Christmas rush.
Yep.
Everything's recorded is mixing now? Mixing
I know
and mastering?
everything's done.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Like I'm pretty sure we'll hear a song off it.
I was just gonna say, I think they
Yeah.
brought a treat for us today.
Fun, a Christmas
I didn't
tree.
even know this.
Debut.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's. It's a
world premiere,
World
Dave.
premiere.
Dave loves this.
Love a world premiere.
I love it too. I'm really excited actually. So we're gonna listen to that later, and you guys also brought some acoustic instruments.
Yes.
To
Really,
hear
yeah.
Ship of Fools acoustic.
Which is also a world premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh god.
Never played acoustic before.
So do you guys want to? What do you want to do first? You want to play the song, or do you want to perform a song?
You make the call now. I'm putting you on the
Let's
spot.
perform a song. Let's get
Okay.
Let's get those out of the way, or one out of the way at least.
We're
We're doing a song.
We're doing a song. Okay.
We're doing a song. A decision has been made.
Okay, so while they are setting up, we're going to mention again for the people who are just joining in that Ship of Fools is who you are listening to right now, and they are playing this Friday the 13th at the Grey Goat with Beaver Slap, Merloaded, and Plan 37. So we are super excited.
Don't forget to be there. Doors open at 9.
Slap.
Is that $10 cover?
Yeah, actually, we're gonna continue to do this. So lately, we've been trying to figure out how we can get the bands more money, basically, to keep doing what they're doing. So the last show we did with Hysterics and Heavy Petter and what was it, Speed Humps and Black Cat Attack was awesome. And we split the cover, so it was like a pay what you can, suggested $5 to $10, and it was interesting because it was pretty half and half. Like half of people that showed up actually paid $10 just because they wanted to support the bands
That's
that
nice.
they were
Yeah.
going to see, and then who, if you can't afford it or if it's not really in your budget, yeah, that's totally fair. And so it was good.
At $10 to see 4 bands.
That's-
It's ridiculously good
That's
value.
that's crazy.
Especially when you're sitting in your $230 seats down at the ACC.
I'd say.
And you're so far away that you have to watch the giant video screen.
Yeah, this is going to be a wicked lineup. There's a lot of it's good numbers online, and
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
I think
and
it's going to be
Close
pretty
and personal.
packed.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't been to a punk show at the Grey Goat upstairs, it is an experience that you must check out.
Absolutely. We're going to bring fans this time, so don't be afraid. You can come.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
As long as we remember. I'm going to encourage you two to bring fans
I will
too
not
for
remember.
The infamous Tower fan I always forget to bring.
Right?
So you two are the principal songwriters in the band. It sounds like.
I write the lyrics.
Yeah.
Niall does a lot of writing, like on his own.
Yeah.
Comes up with riffs. But a lot of time Niall brings it to the table. Greg has a huge influence on how the song's structured as well, and Chris and I kind of just follow suit.
Oh, is that
And
right?
yeah, and we write our own parts. We all put our own influence in. It's very much we write a song first, and then I put the lyrics to it later. Once it's
So it isn't a
fully
case of you two sitting down knee to knee and banging stuff
done.
out.
No,
It's more-
we barely do this.
We try we try to get together, but usually usually like I'll come up with like a riff or like a set of riffs that I'll try and mess into a structure. But then so I'll put it to a jam, be like, here, this is out, and then we'll just basically construct a song together based off a bunch of riffs that I've written to
Right.
make it, Andrew will come in with like, with a rhythm off like a couple chords, and then change the rhythm or add his own rhythmic influence, and then same thing with Chris on bass,
So polite
throw
to
his
me.
own bass, and then and Greg would just destroy the kit like he usually does.
just kill it like
and
you
just
normally
and just basically say like Greg's the most critical, but it makes it great just because it
You
keeps
need
us
that
on our
sometimes.
toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's like seriously, if he doesn't like something he doesn't hear, he's like, okay, that's gone.
straightforward.
We're just like,
He's like, that's
Okay.
good, but less suck.
But he negotiates. But he's good at it.
No, he's a good songwriter.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so this is kind of an unusual setup here because we have the vocalist, rhythm guitarist, and lead guitar players from a four-piece punk band that are going to attempt to do
I'm excited about this.
an acoustic song. So we're going to tape this live,
We're gonna go live on Facebook. So
Live
go
on
to
Facebook.
Facebook.com/ArtsTalk Radio if you're in front of a computer or a smartphone of some sort.
And so what are we going to hear, guys? What do you got for us?
We're gonna
Off
start
the new record.
This one's an old one. It's called Viva Repent. It's off our last EP we did called Broken Knuckles,
All right.
which you can find on like Bandcamp and Spotify. What do you have volume wise?
How you doing, Dave? We're live. Here we are.
Okay.
Is that okay? What are you thinking?
Yeah,
this
it's gonna be
is-
good.
Sound okay?
It's gonna be great.
Are we going to go? All right, so this is Ship of Fools on
All right.
102.7 Chop FM.
I'm dreaming this up. All the time lead to what I once loved. I'll be driven a different time. What's it to be? All of the lies so home. It's a shame. I was worried for time, worried for up. I wanted it all, I wanted the change. How many days are wasted? How many days just stay the same? All my story, no meant for a dream. It's long and wasted and what it would seem. I was tired of giving a fuck. The life I repent, it wasn't enough, so give all you got. And I was worried for time, worried for all. I fought through the shadows to give all the roll. How many days are wasted? How many days just stay the same? One, two, three, four. How many days are wasted? How many days just stay the same?
Oh,
that was
nice.
Ship of Fools on ArtsTalk on 102.7 Chop FM. Specifically, that was Niall and Andrew from Ship of Fools.
Yeah.
Guys, I thought that sounded good.
That was awesome. Are you guys gonna do another one? If you want, I
We can do it a bit.
encourage-
Well, do it now.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
want, or if you want a break, we can take a little break.
I think I might need a bit of.
Yeah, it's all
just
good.
I'm a bit
I know.
sick.
I'm sure it's a little. Must be hard to like do controlled screaming, yelling,
It's
because you're not going as loud as I'm sure you would on Friday.
no, but
you're
and just
sounding.
coming off a cold as well.
Yeah,
So
I would say that we could use a little more Nile volume. I think.
yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did
But
turn that
sounds
up.
wicked
Some
cool.
technical work.
So cool.
Thank
so,
you.
let's talk about what we gonna talk about, Dave.
Well, I want to talk about learning how to sing like that. Did you take some lessons on that?
No.
No?
It's just
Does it hurt?
it doesn't hurt. I lose my voice like after a show, but I wake up the next day.
Maybe Niall
I'm
should
okay.
talk and you should take a break.
Yeah, I know. He's too technical
Well,
right
no,
now.
Andrew specifically has not taken lessons on how to sing.
No, I've not.
Good
I've
for
not.
Andrew.
But, no, he does a good job at it.
I'd say.
He has the better ear, I
Yeah?
think, in the band. When it comes to like,
First I've heard that.
well, I know when it comes to trying to figure out songs on the fly, you have the better ear than I do. Takes me like a couple minutes, and you're just like, boom, there's the
Nice.
chord.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that's been playing guitar longer.
Yeah.
I just have terrible ears.
That's the way it
Like
is
you-
though, right? Like certain people can just pick up on stuff by ear a little bit easier, or more technical players.
And Niall, I picked up a little like metal shredding
Oh, yeah.
going on there. You're a bit of a metalhead?
Yeah.
punks aren't allowed to do that, are they?
I didn't really get into punk until I basically. Well, I was into punk, but not really. Like I liked some punk bands, but I wouldn't dare call myself. I still wouldn't call myself a punk. Or,
You're more of a prog guy?
I called you guys punks.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
Silly punks.
the biggest, I
Silly
guess,
punks.
the band that got me into like this side of like music would be Protest the Hero.
Okay.
They were like the first band, like.
But they're pretty progressive too, right?
Probably
When
God,
I heard Keziah, their 2006 album, it was ridiculous. Like it was just like there's open whole new world. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I hung around people who were into like top 40 music and all that.
True, yeah.
And like the heaviest thing was like 3 Days Grace going around
Ugh.
where the schools, so the elementary school I went to, and then so that it kind of like progressed from there.
Cool.
Like, but I was more into like the metalcore side. Like I wouldn't really dare call myself a metalhead because, you know, I think like the stuff like Kovacs listens to.
Like with
You're just dodging
Crossover
labels.
Terror and
thrash,
stuff like
trap
that.
thrash and crossover.
Yeah,
and
like anyone put it on, like I'll listen to it day in, day out, but I'd be more like the metalcore, progressive metal, like kind of stuff like Parkway Drive and all that. That's what kind of got
Every
me
Time I
into
Die.
it. Every Time I Die, for
Woo!
sure.
Yeah.
They are insane. Probably one of my favorite bands.
So good.
I guess everyone would know that because of the back patch from the shows.
Yeah, but
So this move into what is more straight up punk is
Yeah, it wasn't until I started hanging out and jamming with Andrew that I got into the... And that was, I guess, another thing when we started a band. The one thing I said was we were staying away from 3-chord punk rock.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really
Yeah.
find you guys like a straight up punk band. I think
No?
you guys have a lot of metal. Well, genres are so weird, right? But I think that the way that you play does have a lot of like you shred, and you don't really find that in like your go-to straightforward punk rock, 3-chord punk rock. Like I do hear like the Every Time I Die influence on your playing, or just like that sort of theme. I don't listen to a lot of bands like that, but
Like a lot of influence, I would say, like when I started getting more into punk was like Propaganda.
I still haven't. I
Like
don't
they
know
are
what sound
fast, technical, and just like pretty much like just like kind of like how I like writing it. Just
Cool.
as technical. And I like more on the melodic side, just because give more feeling to the music.
Mm-hmm.
Like not so much shredding. Like I like shredding, but I like more.
like hooky
Melody.
shredding or like
I
like
I
catchy, like you remember the melody of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
like or to more like I guess boost the underlying of the song rather than just kind of like over the top like.
Yeah, like a hook of the song, or another
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of thing that you can grab onto and
Yeah.
remember.
But there's shredding is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing better than just a nasty,
Yeah.
dirty shred on a song.
that's why I love Niall.
So come to the
I
show on
can't do
Friday.
any of that.
Yes.
He does
Please
that.
come
I
to
play
the show on
rhythm.
Friday.
But yes, come to the show
For
because
Beaver Slap.
Just come for Beaver Slap, and then you'll get to see Shipper Fools too. No, like you got to see Shipper Fools. They're gonna play last. It's gonna be
Niall-
super awesome.
Niall's worth it in itself.
No,
He probably won't wear a shirt. You should probably come.
That's always a highlight when Niall gets naked.
It's everyone's favorite. It's everyone's favorite, and he does it so well.
Oh gosh.
as long as I keep it to the stage, there won't be a warrant for my arrest.
Okay, so you guys have one more song for us in store.
Yeah,
Yes.
and another attempt.
What's that?
This one's off the album. We've had
Nice.
this one written for a while though. We've played it quite a few times live.
Stank on my guitar. Eh?
I did.
Put some what?
Bit of stank. Is that better for now?
I think so. Yeah, you're a pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, what's this song called?
This is Shallow Graves.
It's a Shallow Graves.
Yep.
Shallow Graves.
Go ahead now. Okay, one second. Hold on a second. Let's do it fast. Just regular.
Waking up and feeling lazy days, settling down forever, and nothing's what it seems. Nothing quiet, locked up breathing, repetitive of the cycle, soaked with exhaustion. Waking up and feeling lazy green, something underrated, and life's not what it seems. I'm not trying to keep on breathing. Hands held underwater, don't drop the curtains. Tagging shallow graves. Get on your knees and pray, we're digging shallow graves. Get on your knees and pray, we're digging shallow graves. Oh, hey.
Woo! Ow!
Ship of Fools on 102.7 Chop FM.
Yeah.
This is Arts Talk.
No
I'm
voice anymore.
Dave Peters.
I'm Taylor Cross.
And we are in conversation with Andrew and Niall from Ship of Fools.
Let's send a lovely hello to Chris and Greg, who
Yes,
are missing
Greg.
once again.
Cree.
The other 50% of the band. If you have not seen these guys, you can see them on Friday night at the Grey Goat. Along
good.
with Merloaded and Beaver Slap
Beaver Slap.
and
Plan 37.
then that's it.
That's it. That's all.
But seriously, come early.
Yeah,
Because
definitely come early.
it's gonna get busy.
It's
Also,
gonna-
just come
There's so
early
many good bands.
because we want to hang out and talk before it gets way too loud before your ears bleed.
yeah, it is gonna
No,
be
bring your
loud.
earplugs, but also not. I don't know. Do what
Bring
you
your hearing
want.
protection if you want to. Come prepared to mosh if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be so much fun.
It is. I think it really is.
Very cool. Bands are starting about 9:45. So yep.
Now, you were mentioning, Andrew, while you were tuning there, where people could find your music. Maybe we want to recap that. For us.
Yeah, we don't have the new album out yet, but all of our old stuff and a couple demos we have up on Spotify and Apple Music. I've never used Apple Music.
We have
before.
Apple Music?
Yeah, I've
When
never
did we
used
have
it before.
that?
So
Apple Music?
Okay.
there you go. So you can get Broken Knuckles, which is one of our it's our only
20
release that we
We've
currently
played
sell.
Broken Knuckles on the show before.
Well, yeah, we have the
that's
basement
right.
demos are a
Yeah.
little updated.
We have a bunch of. You can get our music at shows as well as T-shirts and all other merch. Cold drink cozies.
You guys are
Yeah.
playing, so you're playing this Friday. I know that you're playing a really cool show. That's the Fox and Berry, the
Yeah.
anniversary show.
Yeah, we're playing their
May-
third anniversary show,
Fifth?
May 5th. Yeah,
May
it's,
5th?
they're doing a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're in the area in Barrie, that's gonna be a. And we're playing with
gonna
our
be a
buds,
wicked show.
buds the High Dives.
Yeah.
Flight 97.
Eye dives are great.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a great
Very
time.
locals. They're
Flight
good.
97 with you guys?
Pardon?
Is Flight 97
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, they're on that bill. Same as Generation Hexed.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
them.
so it's
They're
gonna be a good
good.
time. I always love a Saturday night in Barrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man. Done
Especially when
last
the
week.
weather's getting a bit nicer.
Totally.
Yeah,
You know,
bet.
it's
I
it's
agree.
nicer.
Anniversary show at the Fox gonna be wicked.
That's
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah,
Anything else? Sorry.
Shane is a friend of this show and has been on
Yep,
it, and
yep.
yeah, we're a big believer in what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome.
Hot dogs as well.
Yeah, it's a gourmet.
Can't go
hot
wrong with
dog.
that.
I got good hot dogs.
I've never had a hot dog at the Fox.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
Now
No,
approved.
I
Okay, I'm friends with
I only
like,
had one,
John,
but it was
I'm
good.
not talking anything
Not sure which
badly
one, I
about your
can't remember.
about your cooking.
I just got a text from Max Eden at the Jam Spot who was whining because we haven't given him a shout out. So here's your shout out, Max.
Max, we love you. We'll be jamming tonight at the Jam Spot
Yes,
on
we
the
will.
stage if you'd like to witness Arts Talk live.
At 1166 Gorham
Reloaded
Street.
approved. You're now approved.
And what
The
do
Jam
you-
Spot.
Oh yeah, that's true. Merloaded practices. at
Oh
the
yeah,
Jam Spot.
Merlota does
Yay.
practice.
Yeah,
Chris Seymour
that's
and
right.
Niall
There you
at
go.
the Jam Spot.
Skinny,
Weekly thing.
skinny.
Hey, Skinny.
Is Chris
Skinny.
Merlot as well?
Yeah,
That's right.
he's a singer.
Yeah.
And is that...
Actually, Merlota's ditched us a couple times too. What's with
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys?
they have.
Third time's a charm for both bands, I bet.
Is Adam Vetter the drummer in Merlot?
No, Niall is.
No, I
Oh,
am.
you're the drummer in Merlot.
Yeah.
Who's Adam drumming in? Matt?
Adam, he
He was in the
He's in like
Reddies.
20 bands, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Well,
is.
not
Yeah.
anymore, but
Yeah.
he's in the Reddies. I
Yeah,
think he's still in the
Reddies,
Reddies.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, yeah.
He's also in
The Fields.
Razorbath.
Oh yeah.
And Mad City?
Razor
Isn't he in
Bath.
Mad City?
Yeah, but Mad City's no longer because Dave's in Halifax.
Oh, right.
Everyone
yeah,
runs
Dave left.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, yeah, Adam Vetter. I missed that guy. Hopefully he comes
legend.
out on Friday. We're calling you out on the radio to,
Yeah,
to come
do
to the
it.
show. You have to
Yeah.
come now. We're literally
see.
talking about you on the FM waves.
No, it's always nice to see buds out.
Yeah,
You know, like
absolutely.
even if it's you've been putting on so many shows, right? And you know, you see
gonna
so
be good,
you see so
though.
many people now. It's
Isn't
great.
it so much fun? Like
Yeah.
the last show, it was so nice. It's just like a big friend hangout where we
Yeah.
all get drunk and watch
Absolutely.
each other.
And Vino just lets it go.
Yeah,
and
it's
Vino's,
amazing.
Vino's
Vino's
cool as a
dancing.
goat.
in the
yeah, big shout out to
background.
Vino.
Yeah,
Yeah, shout out to Vino and the Grey Goat
Definitely.
for letting us do what we do and so much
Yeah,
fun.
I think they're very committed to making that the happening
Yeah.
venue that it
Yeah.
is. It's
They're definitely happy to see it. It's cool, but it's awesome. You go on Facebook and you see some bands' tour dates, and it's like the Grey Goat is something that's sort of becoming a relevant part
Something
of.
to
well,
show
it's the place to go in Newmarket, right?
Yeah, it's
you know,
awesome. So
and Newmarket deserves
it does.
a punk scene.
Yeah.
Like you know,
There is a punk scene. It's just
absolutely,
like you need
exactly.
to-
It's just unfortunately
Yeah.
we've kind of just had to
Yeah, we'll
grasshop
again.
through
Yeah,
different pubs and
I
stuff
wasn't
like
there the
that.
last
No, I
just
wasn't either.
joking. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it wouldn't happen without an owner and a manager like the Grey Goat.
You need
That's,
a
Absolutely.
place,
that's ready to
yeah.
put up with the noise.
yeah.
And
You know, and yeah, and speaking of putting up with noise, the neighbors around the
I was
Grey Goat.
literally gonna say
Yeah,
thanks
that
to the
we-
neighbors.
yeah, thanks to the neighbors. We'll give a big shout out to you because you don't call the cops
We love
anymore.
you guys.
but it's a
Free
well.
cover all year round.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the crowd always has a good time, and
Yeah.
it's always a very friendly vibe in there.
Yeah.
That's the
good.
coolest thing. I don't think
Yeah.
people realize when all of a sudden a bunch of scary punks walk into a small little bar and they're jumping into each other, and I can imagine owners who don't know the scene very well, for the first times coming out looking at what's going on and the chaos.
Tequila
and
185.
Yeah,
That
I
lady
was gonna
was
say the
so
exact-
scared.
yeah, she didn't
She was
didn't
not
approve.
happy.
But you know what? It's possibly the most respectful
Yeah.
community I've ever. I'm
That's
blessed to be
when slow-mo moshing
a
Yeah.
part of it.
was- That's when
It's
slow-mo
great.
moshing
I was there at
invented.
that slow mo. I don't know how many times if it was a one-time thing, but I saw someone.
That was right. That was
I think
that was
Kovac-
that during.
Kovac- Kovacs like that.
racism, right?
There was a bunch. There
that's-
was people got kicked out during our set.
Was it Punks Against Racism at
Yeah,
Tequila?
Dirty
I think
Nail?
it
No,
was.
Stick Machine?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Dirty Nail show. It was punks. Yeah.
Yeah, so crazy. But anyways, so thanks to Vino for not freaking out and calling the cops or the hospital
Yes.
over a mosh pit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good times. You should definitely come to the show again
should.
Friday.
And it's
9 o'clock.
the age range is actually pretty big because the punk scene here has been alive for more than 20 years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? So there's a lot of people in their 40s who
Yeah.
still like to get out there and watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest thing is, all the guys in their 40s are friends with guys my age.
That's right.
Everyone's friends with
Or
each other.
younger, yeah, like
and if
that's
there's
so
ever
cool.
is conflict, it's dealt with appropriately. Nothing's from the outside brought into these shows.
No,
and if
I
it
mean-
is, you know,
I remember seeing
people
one
are gonna
incident
bounce
where
you.
Chris Seymour had to get up in
I
somebody's
know who you're
face.
talking about. It was some guy who honestly no one even knew who this person was,
Yeah.
and then he never kind of came back. So
And
it's
he
a
was
very
hustled out of there.
respectful
That was
scene.
the Nazi.
Was it a Nazi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude?
sure
he was,
guy,
he was,
right?
he was a, I wasn't there for it. I heard about it, but
No,
apparently,
you're talking about
Oh.
you're talking about Merloted's Chris Seymour show, which we weren't at. But then there was a show that
I was at that one.
Hysterics played a show where Chris Seymour and Niccolo had to drag some
Yeah,
guy.
apparently he was.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know he was a Nazi.
Apparently he was like.
I just left
Yeah.
that show and that happened.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was
Chris
probably the
told me
last time I've
Chris
seen
was
anything
wound
really
up.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was bugging everyone, but that's the thing
Yeah.
though. It's,
he's a little
it's
pit
such
bull. No one knows that.
No, it was dealt with quick, and
Seymour.
it stands out in my memory because it's the only time I remember anything that was less than a very friendly, loving vibe.
Yeah.
I don't think loving's too strong of a word. There's a lot
Absolutely.
of love in that
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
It's
People
really
who
nice.
respect each other, so it's very, very nice.
Yeah.
And-
Well, it's actually funny. The song that I'm playing is about the punk scene.
Was that it?
Nice.
In a way, it's basically about waking up, going to work, but then you can't wait for that, that show on the Friday.
Yeah.
Kind of how this week's been. You know
So
what I mean?
let's
Like-
talk about that for just for a minute because
Yeah.
you've made a fairly major investment in putting this record together, and I know you're hoping to obviously be able to at least financially break even, and we wish you good luck with all that.
Yeah, thank you.
What if it gets a little bigger than that, though? Are you prepared to tour it, do that kind of thing?
If I hope my mom's not listening, but I think we are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
They're going away, Mom.
no,
my parents would kill me, but
I've got a good. As long as I take care of myself here, pay my rent and everything like that, and if we go away for a month, or two,
You can make that happen.
whatever happens with it,
Owe it to yourself. You
Then
gotta do it.
I don't think I could reach an age where I look back on life and go, I could have done that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's
Right. So I mean, do you just hope fate intervenes, or do you reach out and try to make it happen?
You know what? I think it comes from both ways. We try and play as many shows as possible.
Yeah.
I like to think that what we bring on the stage is shown on the record, and I like to think that what we can do on the stage and the amount of fun we have on stage can people pick up on that and really dig what we're doing. And
that's one thing I guess people are attracted to, like music aside. If it's good, I don't know.
you with your shirt off.
Yeah, I guess it's just like how like Andrew said, how much fun we have and just the energy we try and bring. Like as in, I guess me taking off my shirt and
We just
breaking
jump around.
my
We just have a great
neck.
time.
Yeah.
Just have a
waking
good
up the
time.
next day and I can't move my neck because I headbang too much.
You and the rest of the audience, you're gonna go to these, you're gonna go to the show on Friday and you're gonna be paralyzed
It's a good
the
time.
weekend.
Fellas, we are flat out of time.
We are.
Perfect.
It's been a real pleasure to have you. Thank you so
Thank you very much.
for coming.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much
guys.
for the
Thank you.
tunes.
Thank you
You
for
did
having
a
us.
great
No
job.
problem.
We'll send our regards once again to Chris and Greg, the
Absolutely.
other 50% of the band who
Yep.
couldn't be here tonight. We encourage you to get out to the Grey Goat 9 o'clock doors
Woo!
on Friday to see these guys
Definitely.
and 3 other acts for a bargain $10. We're going to take you out of here with a track off the new record. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to tell us about this song?
No, just it's this is the first song that anyone's really hearing off the record, so it's a new song we wrote. It's pretty much about punk scene
Love
and
it.
having a good time.
Can't wait.
Another world premiere here at ArtsTalk, and thanks to Taylor for another fantastic job, and we'll look forward to seeing you on next week.
We are on next week.
No.
We're gonna hang out with Steve and maybe the rest of the band of Nothing Box. They're from Barrie.
Steve Taunton and
There you
Nothing
go.
Box.
You got
Okay,
it.
that's awesome. We'll look forward to that. Do tune in at 6 o'clock, Rockstar Time next Wednesday.
Never
6:09.
know. You
We're going to
never
take out here with Ship of Fools, Dead Before Noon on 102.7 Chop FM.